Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like these videos, please click like and subscribe. And if you click the little bell, you'll be notified whenever videos are uploaded. Well, today's video is a numerology briefing on Ivanka Marie Trump. And excuse my handwriting because I'm still one of those old school people that likes to handwrite things out. So let's get right to it. So the one thing that I noticed is she had a lot of names. So it appears she was born Ivana Marie Trump. So I did those numbers, and her first name is a 2. Her last name is a 7. I don't pay too much attention to the middle name. And then she was born October 30th of 1981. So she's a 3 for her personality, making her like a communicator, right? And for the most part, she should be upbeat. This is being very organized. A personality, which is the month plus the day, is a 4. So every day of the week, she's very organized. She likes things like she could be a to-do list person, structure, financial security. Then when she added the K, it changed the vibration of her name from a 2 to a 4, which I found, kind of interesting. Because, these are both business numbers. 2s are a little bit shy, not really trusting people too much until they get to know them. They're good in the business world, so is a 4. But she somehow added a K to the name and made it in harmony with her personality. So that might be a good thing. Then she had the name Yale Kushner, and that name has a vibration of 7. And you rarely hear that name, and it's rarely used. So I don't know that I'm going to pay too much attention about that, but it is the number of success. And then Kushner, the last name, is a 6, although Yale matches Trump, so that's a familiar to her maiden name of Trump. That's a 7, and Trump is a 7, so I'll just notice that. And Kushner is a 6, which is 33. It's a 33-6. So 6s are about family, helping others or being of service to others if you're balanced. One of the things that I started to notice for when I look at patterns is she had 911 there. So then I thought, well, that's interesting. I wonder how old she was when 9/11 happened. And I just think these things in my head, right? So she was born in 1981 in October, and 9/11 happened in September 11th. So she wouldn't have had a birthday yet. So surprise, she was age 19. She was age 19 when 9/11 happened. So there's another 19. So I thought that was very interesting. So then while I was on that pattern, I started to look at who she married, Jared, 119. So there's the 19 pattern again. And then his date of birth is 1/1/1981. So there's a 911 pattern there, which I found interesting. Now, this isn't linking her to 911. These are just patterns of numbers, okay? So I'm just looking for patterns. So if I was to be doing a chart for her, I would say the number 1 and 9 are very critical numbers in your life. So her father, Donald Trump, was the 45th president. There again is a 9. And then Melania and Trump had a son named Barron, Barron, and the ARR is 199. So there again, you have a 19 pattern with her. And then, so I started to look on the internet for some important dates for her and found out that in November, which is an 11, in 2011, which is an 11, she moved to 109 Mercer Street. And there we have another 19 pattern. So I also went to look at her life path, which is the sum of the whole date of birth, and it's a 5. So 5s are very independent. They're risk takers. They're adventurers. Change is a necessity for them. They are usually sales or business owners, of which she is kind of both. They demand freedom and rebel against dogmas. If they're not balanced, they can be selfish and irresponsible. So in 2019, she is in a 7 personal year, which is about success, right? So she's wanting to be successful in 2019. 15. In 2020, she'll be in an 8 year, which is all about power. And ironically, I should have written that in here. 2020 is an 8 year. 2020, she's going to be in an 8 year. And she is currently in Pinnacle 2, which is a 4. And in 2021, she's going to start into her next pinnacle cycle. There's 4 major pinnacle cycles in a numerology chart in your lifetime. She's going to be in an 8 in 2021. So she's going to just be coming off. She's going to just be coming off of an 8 year. She's going to be in a 9 year with an 8 pinnacle. Boy, isn't that going to be a crash. So that means she's going to have a lot of endings happening in 2021. She's going to either feel powerful or powerless in 2020. So that 2020 could go either way. It's about power and material wealth and things like that. So she's going to have a very interesting year that way. So her 119 or 19 pattern is really interesting when I look at that, because 1 is new beginnings and 9s are endings. And even when she went to Kushner to the name, look what you see here, 1 and 9, right? So even the married name, she's got 1 9 in it. So look at her first name here, 9 and a 1, 1 and a 9. Here's a 9 in Trump. Here she's got a 19 for the year she was born, a 1 and a 9. And then 8 plus 1 is a 9, and you could hook it to this other 1. So her date of birth is literally filled with 1 9. And then she marries a 1 9 Jared, who's born 1 1, which is 1981, which is another 1 9. So I just found this to be fascinating. So I would say that for us to watch her numerology chart, what we can learn is that she'll start things and then they could end. Like with a 5 life path, that can be upsetting events, learning by upsetting events. And so it could be that that's what her soul came down here to learn, is she starts new things and then they end. So she could see a lot of beginnings and endings. She could have seen like beginning to move to a new apartment. I wonder how much she's moved. That would be interesting. So the only thing that she craves is stability, and yet she came down with a 5 life path, which is not stable at all. And then she marries somebody, Jared, who's full of 1s and 1 1 in 1981. And he's leadership. It's all about him. She starts with an I, so that's compassion. And he starts with a J, so that's leadership. So he kind of would rule over her as far as that piece of it goes. But she was born in October, which is a 1, and that's a minor influence for him. He's got a major influence of 1. So I think that even though she appears to be a strong woman on the surface, I think he rules that house because of all of his 1s. Just an overwhelmingly number of 1s there. And his life path, by the way, is a 3, which is all about communication, working in groups, working with others in groups. And so anyway, and of course we're in a 2019 year. So it will be really interesting. We don't have much of 2019 left, but this will be interesting to follow Ivanka Trump, to see what happens with her in this short time of the rest of 2019, being a 7 year for her. So there could be some things that she will start up and some things that will go away, which is kind of a strange pattern. So I would really, I feel like I will go more in depth into this pattern next year when she's in an 8, because I'll really want to follow her almost. If you guys want me to do this, let me know, because we can literally kind of see where she's going before she's even going there. You can use numerology to kind of tell or give like a forecast of what what is going to happen using just the numbers. So I found this to be very interesting, and if you find it to be interesting, leave a message in the comments. If you do numerology, let me know your thoughts. If you see any other patterns in there that I might have, possibly missed. She is a 5 life path, and I see a 5 in her first name, a 5 in her middle name, a 5. She left a 5 in this name. Yale has a 5 in it. Kushner has a 5-5 in it. So I also have to pay attention to that 5 pattern. I just simply have to pay attention to that. So we'll be looking at that further also. Thanks for joining my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you being here.